Got some time to work on my mobility. So I did snatches the other day and realized I videotaped myself doing it. Realized I'm super tight everywhere, shoulders, hips, ankles, definitely way tighter than what I've been. So I uploaded that video to ChatGPT and it critiqued me, gave me some really good feedback. And then I made it put me together a daily 10 to 15 minute mobility routine, which I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm going to record some clips of me doing that, put it together. Maybe you can try it, maybe it'll help you. And I also think I'll upload the video of my snatch so you guys can see how atrocious it looked. So, I said I've got some extra time here, so decided to work on some mobility. This here is the routine that ChatGPT put together for me. So, main things for me is my thoracic spine and my ankles, and basically everything. Everything is tight and needs loosened up. So, we're gonna hit everything. We've got thoracic spine extensions with the foam roller, banded lat stretch, PVC pass-throughs, couch stretch, 90-90 hip rotations. Those, oh my goodness, I thought I was doing those right. I watched a few videos yesterday on the proper way to do them and realized just how jacked up my hips are. But that's okay, because we're gonna work on it. Ankle wall drill and life hangs. I know you guys are probably wondering, what the heck is a life hang? Dead hangs, I prefer to say life hangs. Trying to be more mindful about the words that I use when I speak, because words have power whether you realize that or not. So anyways, that's another video. All right, got our foam roller and here we go. Put my hands behind my neck, lightly, not cranking on my neck. Got this foam roller right below. My shoulder blades are kind of across them, honestly. And got my elbows up, core slightly tight. What I don't want to do is get a heavy arch like this, because then that moves the movement down into my lower back. So we're just gonna focus on leaning back, pointing those elbows up, keeping my core a little bit tight so I'm not overextending my lower spine, and just come up. And I'm gonna do that for about a minute. My watch is dead, which is what I normally use to time myself on these, so I'm just gonna have to do it by feel. Feel the difference that these are making. I did this routine yesterday after the workout for the first time, and I'm excited to see where I'm at in a couple weeks doing this consistently daily, whether I'm working out or not, even on my rest days. For me, if you're like me, it's easier for me to want to do my mobility training after a workout, because I know everything's loose and it's easier to get into these positions, and I feel like I can make that mind muscle connection better. All right, we'll do one more of those and call it good. Lat stretch. So I'm gonna go grab a band right quick. I'm using my Insta360 gimbal today, and was hoping it has this really cool auto tracking feature on it, so the camera will lock onto actually been doing for a while before I put this routine together, or before Chat put this routine together for me. But there's a few extras that I did learn about that I've started incorporating. So I'm gonna lean down, and I have my palm facing down. And with this, it's okay to round your spine a little bit. And I like to kind of play around with it, because depending on how far I lean down, I push my chest to the ground, and how far I'm tucking my tailbone under or arching my back, it changes what part of the lat and shoulder it's hitting. So I'll do some pulses there, and then I'll also do some scapular retractions, just loosening everything up there. Now the new little twist that I learned, a new little tip for these that I learned, is this twisting to the left or to the right, and it adds a whole new dynamic to the stretch. So we're going back down into that stretch, and then we're gonna turn our body, and you'll feel that dramatically through your lat. And while you're here, you can even add in some of those scapular retraction pulses. And then also you can turn to the opposite side. Same thing. Now I feel this more in my shoulder, my front delt, to be specific. And again, you can take a step back and turn. Now I'm feeling this more in my lat. So don't be afraid to move around, play around with it. We're all built different. Figure out which angles work for you the best. We'll call it good on that side. I've got it wrote down to do 1 minute on each side, but today we're just gonna go off of feel. So starting the same. It feels so good. If you've never done these, it's very, very relaxing. To me anyways, maybe not to you. I'm gonna do that twist. I'm gonna even step out a little bit, get more stretch, kind of sit back into it. Go ahead and twist the opposite way. And I'm actively trying to still pull my palm down, or my hand down, and my chest down to the ground while I'm doing this, to keep some tension on that lat. Throw some pulses in there, some rotations. Right, that feels good. Okay. We got PVC pass-through, so I'm gonna go grab a PVC pipe. All right, so I got my PVC pipe. I'm gonna take a grip wide enough that I can keep my arms straight. And I'm not trying to hold the pole like this. I'm gonna hold it similar to how I would be holding the bar in a snatch. So, looks like this. The bar is kind of sitting lower in my pinky, and then I've got a full grip with these fingers that are closer. So, and we're just simply keeping our arms straight, and just go back and forth. And if you're doing these and you have to do all this craziness and bend your arms and stuff, take it out a little bit wider, because you're not gonna get the full benefit of it if you're having to do that. So I'll give you guys some different angles of this. It's another good one that I honestly don't do unless it's programmed in the class warm-up. But after doing them for a minute yesterday, I realized how good these actually are. I think I just haven't done long enough sets of them. So I'm gonna do these till I get a slight burn, because I don't want to make this a workout. do want to make sure that I'm getting the full benefit of it. So we'll do 2 more. Boom. Bean. All right. All right, here we go. Couch stretch. Yeah. These right here. Yeah. If you've done these, you already know. These are no joke. So I think I'm going to move my setup over towards the wall. Okay. So we're set back up over here, and we're going to do couch stretch. So with this, you want to try to get your shins as perpendicular with the ground. Hopefully that's the right word. Perpendicular with the ground as possible. Step your opposite leg out up front. You want to raise up. So you should be feeling the stretch through here. And to make it more intense, you also want to think about kind of tucking your tailbone in. Now I'm very tight right now, so I'm not gonna be able to show you. Well, let me take this down. So when I say tuck your tailbone or your pelvis, you want to think about kind of like you're humping something. So you don't want to just be lax like this. Is kind of a way to cheat, like arching your back, and it takes a lot of the strain off of it. Just come up as far as you can with maintaining some pelvis hump. All right, so we're gonna go for around a minute on each side, going off a feel. And here we go. So about right there is good for me. I can really feel this right here. Front of my quad. It is tight. It probably doesn't even look like I'm doing much, but I feel this tremendously. So a lot of people I've also seen do it, put their leg right up against the wall with their foot stretched out straight like this, and that looks cool too. Probably give that a try at some point, but right now this is good for me. And using this bench cushion, it provides some cushion for my ankles so it doesn't hurt. So one less thing I have to worry about, so I can focus on getting this stretch. All right, we'll call that good. And switch sides. And you guys will probably notice one side is tighter than the other if you do try these. And I think that's normal. I think we all have dominant sides. It's good to do mobility routines like this, so you can find these things out, find these imbalances, and put some intentional work into them, and try to balance things out. It's just going to make you better in all of your movements. It's going to make you less prone to injury in all of your movements. Man, this feels really good. Also feels good to be doing a different mobility routine. For a while I was doing the crossover symmetry bands, which I really liked that a lot. It definitely helped my shoulders when I was doing it consistently, and then I fell off when I started this electrician job, and yeah, I'm feeling the after effects of that now. So consistency is key. You've heard it a million times. Consistency is key. I'm gonna tell you 1,000,001. All right, that feels good. And we're gonna shake it out and move on to the next exercise. So next we have the 90-90 hip rotations. So like I said, I was doing these yesterday and realized how tight my hips were severely. So doing these, we want to start with our hips, our legs open wide, right? Or you can start on one side, 90 degrees. It's called 90-90 because we have two 90-degree angles with each leg, right? So if your hips are very tight like mine and can't keep your butt down, which I believe is one of the goals, lean back, sit back into your hands, and like even like this, even leaning back, I still feel this a lot in my hip flexors and my quads and my booty. So what you want to do, and what I didn't know, I just learned, is that you want to start opening this leg first before you start picking this leg up off. So once you get this one to where you can't move it anymore by itself, then begin rotating the other leg. Okay, and then we want to try to get those knees down as far as possible. And you can see here, my butt's coming off the ground. We want to eventually be able to keep that down, and then eventually be able to get to a point where I can sit up in it, sitting straight up and rotating, like this, but keeping my butt down. So we're gonna do about a minute. Well, we got 2 minutes of this, so we're gonna begin with these, and I'm gonna do these slow because I want to take a little extra time to feel the stretches in the different positions, figure out where's a good angle for me to where I can get some tension on those tight joints and ligaments. And then go on and roll it to the other side. So you see there how I just automatically started rolling both legs up. And I just told you when we began that I want to start with this leg first. So it's little things like that, guys. Stay open to learning new things, because something simple like that can be a major difference in your training. And again, I open it up to you guys watching this that have more experience than me, or maybe less experience than me. Maybe this is something you've been doing for years and you have your own tips and tricks that have helped you on your mobility journey. Post those in the comments. I love learning new stuff. I'm open to learning new stuff from anybody. I don't care your age or any of that. Love connecting with people, love helping people. That's what we're here for. To connect, to love, to learn, to grow. So let's do that. Let's help each other out. All right. This is already feeling way better than it did yesterday. So I can imagine 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month of this, just doing this consistently every day. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be great. Sit in this a little bit. A lot of tightness here in the front and back. When I kind of twist this way and lean to try to bring my tailbone down. All right. Yeah, same on this side too. My knee's not even touching my right leg, but I am intentionally trying to force my glute down, and I can feel a really good stretch right there. So we're just gonna sit in that, breathe through that for a little bit. Alright, I think we'll do one more this for what's to come on this mobility journey. All right, guys, we're done with that. I'm gonna move the camera setup and we will get into the ankle wall drill. All right, so ankle wall drill. I'm gonna put my foot, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna take my shoes off for this so I can have better feel to the ground. The purpose of this drill obviously is for ankle mobility, and we want to try to keep our heel down through this. So we'll start off kind of close to the wall, and we want to get as close to the wall as we can. And see, I'm able to touch it there while my heel is down. So I'm going to scoop my foot back about an inch and try it again. And that is good. I can feel my heel starting to lift off, and I'm about a quarter inch away from the wall. So I'm going to do this. I have down for a minute each side. I'm going to go ahead and do 10 pulses on each side. And this stretch, my goodness, can really tell how tight my ankles are on this one. The cool thing about this one is if you want to, you can put a piece of tape down where your toe is, and every week come back and see how much progress you're making. Kind of like you do with your kids when they're growing. You mark the doorpost or the little poster as they grow. Same concept. And I've lost count, so I'm going to do 3 more of these and switch legs. So I'm also feeling this in my quad, probably from the way that I'm. Okay, so there's something I just learned, guys. So see how I'm standing more upright now? It's easier for me to touch my knee to the wall versus when I'm sitting back like this and doing it. So I will need to definitely do some research into which way is going to be better for the mobility of my ankle. So starting this one right there, yeah, that's good right there. Versus if I'm straight up like this, see, I can touch my knee there. So I'm gonna go back to kind of leaning back into it because it's more challenging. Now, like I said, I'm also getting some quad activation in this, so that might turn into an issue later on down the road. But I'll do some research on this and get back to you guys and let you know what I find out. Just in case you're wanting to try this for yourself. Or maybe you already know. And you can let me know in the comments. Alright guys, and last but not least, we are going to do some life hangs. So accumulating 2 minutes is what we're doing. What I'm doing. You might want to start with 1 minute. But like I said, I don't have a watch that isn't dead. So I'm just going to go for feel. Maybe I'll do 3 sets of hangs as long as possible. Definitely not trying to go to failure here. But yeah, the purpose is to just let your body hang. And if you have a problem with hanging with all your body weight off the ground, go to a lower bar and use your feet to kind of assist you, or you can get a bench, whatever works for you. Just get it done. So here we go. Feels good. And I can already feel my grip starting Something I've noticed too when I'm doing life hangs, when I'm coming off of the bar, rather than just letting the bar go and dropping, I like to take a little kip, like kind of a little jump up, and then release the bar, kind of take all the weight off the bar, then let go. I feel like that helps with ripping or pulling or straining or tearing something. So it doesn't usually feel good when I just drop. So if you're having an issue with your grip, like I said, get to a lower bar, use your feet on the ground, tippy toes, to adjust how much assistance you give yourself. Or if you have lifting straps, you could use those. Or if you have grips like we use in CrossFit, those actually help a lot too. Depending on how this next set goes, I may use them on that. But that's all we have for today on my new mobility routine. I appreciate you guys checking in. If you stayed through the whole long video, thank you. Please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. You guys already know it helps tremendously, and I want to grow this thing into something major, maybe, you know? No, not maybe. We want to grow this. We're going to grow this. So thanks again, y'all.